And New Yorkers are known for protesting, but this is the biggest I've ever seen.
When I said no king, you said not today. No king.
Not today.
No king.
Not today.
Fight!
No king. You say no king. No king.
No king.
No king.
No king.
No king.
No king.
As the Attorney General of New York, my job is to defend the Constitution, to protect the people of the state from harm, and to hold the powerful accountable, no matter who they are. And I will not bow, and I will not break, and I will not bend. But we are winning. And I guess that's why I'm a target.
I've always believed in the American dream, but seeing ICE deployed in our cities and terrorizing our communities, including killing multiple citizens, tells me that we have trampled on that dream and forgotten who we are.
We're out here at the No Kings March today. This is the third No Kings March and potentially the biggest one yet. We're talking to people in the crowd, seeing what they're passionate about, seeing what brought them out.
The Trump administration, they're slowly and surely taking every little drop of anything that we have had. He stopped treating us like human beings.
So I have no clue how far this goes back, but right now it's as far as the eye can see. There are criticisms that this is like a parade or whatever, but I think the fact that we're coming out in numbers right now is so important.
We are in the midst of an ongoing government shutdown. Last night, the government passed a temporary DHS funding bill, but the government is still shut down and the Senate is on a 2-week recess. Here we are out at one of the largest No Kings protests in the country, perhaps the largest. It's hard to say on the ground. I happen to think it might be. And a lot of people are very angry. I am hearing that it is a mix of frustration and joy.
And people are mad and they're like firm in the declaration, no kings. But also there's a joy in coming together and being in community and solidarity and seeing how big these marches are all across the country. And we have marches happening across the 5 boroughs, 2 in Brooklyn, 2 in the Bronx. People are hitting the streets to show their frustration. We are tired of the oligarchs. We're tired of Donald Trump.
All of my friends are immigrants, so I'm very passionate about that. We actually do like a lot of drag anti-ICE shows and stuff like that and fundraising for that. We're very passionate, we're very angry. Change does not happen without anger and passion. But I feel like it's a lot of the vibes right now are just community and finding one another and feeling seen and having it so that for the people that are not able to come out because they don't feel safe, like our neighbors and like friends, family, I think it's a great way for them to see that everybody in New York cares about you, and even if you can't make it out, we're sending good vibes and we love you.
Harvard University's Crowd Counting Consortium ranks the No Kings marches as some of the largest demonstrations in U.S. history.
What's it like seeing everything?
It's just amazing and it feels monumental, and I most definitely want to be here to support something like this. This is something that we need to change, and it's not okay, so we need to get some change going on.
It's really amazing, especially when I'm a travel nurse, so I see a lot of things, and just to be here to experience this, it's, with healthcare and all this with Congress, it's amazing.
What do you feel coming out to movements like this?
It's good. It protests and it's good. It sees that we have a voice.
We're protesting against the fascist regime. They want to paint us as violent, and we're not. We're loving, and we're protesting peacefully.
You got to be part of it. If you're not part of it, forget it.
What are you passionate about today? How do you feel? What do you want to see change in the country?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I think the change will come when we no longer have to look at Donald Trump's mug shot. After 34 felon counts, this man still occupies 1600 Pennsylvania.
I loathe Trump long before he played an asshole on TV. I would go to Atlantic City, and when you play poker at a table, his name came up all the time. And he was just, every time you were at a table, somebody would at least know somebody who he cheated.
It's criminal that America has not stood up to this man. I worked for the Harris campaign.
What did you do with the Harris campaign?
Well, I campaigned for the campaign. I was all in Pennsylvania, and I worked for them door to door. And some of the stuff I heard was just like, I couldn't believe people actually thinking that they could put this man back in office, knowing his being a fraudster and a rapist and a megalomaniac, you name it, he's that. The man is unfit for office. Hopefully we have learned, and I don't know, sometimes it makes you wonder, have we really learned? What is the lesson? What is the takeaway?
What do you think that movements and marches like this do with bringing this many people together?
Listen, I'm a Southern boy, born rich, so is she. We're Southerners. And if you want to make change, you have to take a lesson from the playbook of the Montgomery Boy Buscott. You can shut it down, and we can do it monetarily. If we stop patronizing people like Jeff Bezos and all that internet crowd that they're enemies to the people.
I think we should add to that. I hold the Supreme Court totally responsible for this. And I'm surprised at the people that we are not out and demanding that the Supreme Court be overturned. They need to be overturned. No way that you would allow someone with 34 felonies convicted to sit there and give him immunity. It's absolutely insane. Never. This should not be happening here. Never.
And if there's one time we all need to come together, we may not agree on some issues, but we all agree we cannot be governed by a king.
We come from a people who didn't just show up, they organized. Let me hear you say, we organized.
We organized.
Who didn't just march, they organized.
We organized.
All right now.
I'm proud to stand with an Indivisible and all the organizations promoting No Kings. The concept of No Kings is a great rallying cry. I support this movement 150%. Amen. When the crowds are chanting No Kings, what I'm really hearing, as we all know, is No Trump.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He must be stopped, and he must be stopped now.
Amen.
It's time to say no to kings. It's time to say no to Donald Trump. We've had enough.
It is kind of fun, right? Yeah.
Why not?
Do you support what's going on with
Of course. I feel bad for everybody. I'm citizen, so I'm not worried about stuff, but I feel bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of people working this job, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
God bless you guys.
Anytime we have a president that says, I'm going to Iran, I'm not going to tell you why I'm going, and I'm not going to tell you when I'm leaving, and I don't even know why I'm there. But I'm the king, and I can put you there. We've already lost 13 lives, and he has said everything's going well. That's why we need no kings.
Trump's wars on Iran and Venezuela are about power over fossil fuels, the resource that maintains U.S. hegemony.
My name is Mahir, so I'm basically part of the Center for Political Innovation. So it's a group that's like an anti-war group. And basically, our focus for No Kings Day today is that we're trying to bring light into the fact that it's unfortunate that No Kings Day organizer, the rally, doesn't include that King Trump is responsible also for the illegal war against Iran and the bombing of an elementary school, which was all caused and created not just because of Trump and Netanyahu, but it's because of the Epstein class. They're focusing so much on, they have all these caricatures of Trump. Trump is bad. Clearly, he's like the main, he's a misguided president. He's following, who's driving it? What's the driving force? Because the whole point of this is that this is a war against working people here and a war against working people in Iran. So it hurts both Americans and Iranians, and it's just great that having the Iranian flag, and you have the American flag also. We also have the American flag too, because the countries are not supposed, the peoples don't support this war.
I'm excited about standing up for workers' rights. This is about working class. And this is about standing up for the middle class of America. That's why we're here. We're fighting for the middle class of America.
I'm a migrant myself, so, I should just might as well, fight for my own rights.
How has it felt seeing what's going on in this country in the past 3 months? The insanity of January. How did that feel?
I just feel heartbroken, because it's like my people, And
Next up, join me in welcoming up Juan, who is a member
impacted by recent ICE raids.
And I'll provide the translation, okay? Hi everyone, my name is Juan. I'm a Make the Road New York member, and I have lived in New York for almost 20 years. I have 2 U.S. citizen children, one with serious health issues. A few months ago, I was on my way to visit family in Port Richmond, Staten Island, a neighborhood that has a rich Latino and immigrant community, when I stopped to watch people playing dominoes on the sidewalk. All of a sudden, 3 unmarked cars came speeding over to our block. I had heard of all of the ICE arrests happening in our neighborhood, and ICE stopping New Yorkers just for their race. But it's hard to imagine such a thing happening to you in the city and state that is your home. Officers got out of their cars and sprinted over to our group from all different directions. It was terrifying. I stood motionless. They asked for my ID, and when I told them I did not have one on me, without any other questions, the officer grabbed me tightly and handcuffed me. They took my cell phone, headphones, keys, and money, and I was thrown into the back of their unmarked black car. I was detained for nearly a week. The arrest and detention have affected me enormously. I can't fall asleep and have nightmares. I am constantly afraid to leave my home because I fear being arrested again. Since the officers who arrested me came from an unmarked, normal-looking car, I am scared of any regular cars on the street because I know they could hold ICE officers trying to arrest me. I also lost my job because I was detained and couldn't go to work. ICE doesn't belong in our streets. ICE doesn't belong in our airports. And ICE doesn't belong in our neighborhoods. I urge elected leaders to stand with immigrant families, street vendors, workers, and community members across New York. I am a father, I am a worker, I am your neighbor, and we deserve to live safely and with dignity in the state we call home. We must pass New York for all now.
How do you feel seeing all of the chaos going on?
I feel good. I feel good. I'm new here. I don't know what's going on. I mean, that's cool. I mean, you know, they're fighting for the human rights. You know, people want to, people want to feel free. People's rights. Peace, no war. You know.
Are you a New Yorker?
No, I'm not a New Yorker, but you know, I live here.
I'm a New Yorker. I was born and raised in the Bronx.
You're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Both of you, anyone.
We're all American at the end of the day.
I'm from Physicians for a National Health Program, and we're actually proposing that we move in the country as a whole towards a single-payer national health insurance. This is something that occurs in most Western industrialized countries, and we really, as a country, ought to move in that direction. So I'm here pushing the notion that we need some healthcare reform, and that one of those elements that's really important is a single-payer national health insurance program.
How does it feel seeing this in New York then? Is this something that you've seen before with this many people out?
No, never this many people. This is, I think, the most I've ever seen.
I don't know.
Yeah, and New Yorkers are known for protesting, but this is the biggest I've ever seen. Yeah, we've been here about 25, 30 years, and so.
These are all Democrats and liberals. They don't care about Palestine. It's not in their field of vision.
Hands off Iran! The Democrats are complicit! Hands off Iran! Oh yeah! Fuck Trump! Fuck ICE! Fuck Trump! Fuck ICE! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Fuck them! Fuck Trump! Fuck ICE! Fuck JD Vance! Fuck Israel! Free Palestine! Fuck Erica Kern! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck ICE! Fuck Barry Trump! IKEA has better than
It's like cathartic, you know, to take your rage out.
We are fighting! We want our streets, we want our lives back.
This is what democracy looks like!
Marching matters. Showing up matters. Power is not built in one moment. It is built in the days after today, the weeks after today's rally, and over the next few months when the press won't be here. Power is built when we organize. Power is built when we organize. conversations to move people to action. Organize is how we build something that lasts. Because the powerful sisters and the ancestors who I called upon to march with us today didn't win because they showed up once. They won because they organized again and again and again and again and again and again and again until this country had to change. So this moment calls for a principled leadership with strong spines and Megan Thee Stallion knees.
All right now.
We're seeing too many elected officials, too many corporate leaders, too many people with a microphone and with a camera who are choosing to bow or they're frozen in fear. We do not bow to kings in a democracy.
Amen.
That's not leadership. That is submission. That is not the moment. Today is not the moment. This period is not the moment for weak-kneed leaders who bow under pressure.
Justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
This is the end of the march. Thank you for coming.
I encourage everybody who came or is watching this and watching the coverage to organize within your community. See what's happening next. There's so much more that's happening next. And look at this as an accomplishment of how many people turned out. And just look at this as the first step.
The people united. We never be divided.